Good shooters on a handheld? There's more of them than you think. It's 1991 and this is IRM's port of R-Type on the king of handhelds, the original Game Boy. R-Type has us assume the controls of the starfighter R9, tasked with saving humanity from the alien life form threat called the Bido Empire. From the get-go, you're equipped with a standard rapid-fire shot as well as a wave cannon, which can be used by holding down the fire button and charging your meter below. But that's not all, because you also get another weapon called the Force Pod. This can be attached to the front or the back of your ship and is great for blocking shots or used as a battering ram. You can also collect a few power-ups to upgrade the Force Pod, like ring lasers, surface bombs, and double laser guns. Lastly, you can increase your speed as well as equip upper and lower bits that block shots for you. Pretty handy. Stage 1 has us begin in outer space and entering a station crawling with Bido baddies. This is essentially our training ground, and you should familiarize yourself with the Force Pod here. Once we get to the Ring of Orbs, we must make our way to the first level boss, and the only way to describe this is like an H.R. Geiger inspired alien. It looks nasty as hell even on the Game Boy. Launching the Force Pod into its weak midsection will make easy work out of it. Stage 2, we delve deeper into the station and the true horror of the Bidos can be seen. Infested are these halls as aliens quickly crawl out of the floor and ceiling to put the hurt on you. It should be noted here that R-Type uses a mid-check point system, but you're not entirely screwed if you die. Power-ups should be present soon after you respawn, which is pretty nice. When the floating snakeoid thingy appears, you know the boss is coming up. Again, R-Type is all about the horror. A gigantic alien heart greets us with this snakeoid monster flying into it, and out of it to attack us. A weak spot pops up from the top where we can actually attack it. This fight is a close quarters affair, so you have to be on your guard. Stage 3 is the shortest stage in the game next to the final one. This is a pretty cool fight as you face off with one of the Bido's Space Hulk ships. You have to blast away its armaments one piece at a time, and to be honest, this is one of my favorite stages, if not my favorite stage in the entire game. Navigating up and around its last defense cannon, you'll no doubt make quick work of the ship. See, this is where the Game Boy in the arcade version begins to show. R-Type's arcade stage 4 is the Overgrown space station, but what we get instead is the factory level, which is stage 6 in R-Type arcade. Got all that? Boy, this level is the toughest in the entire game in my opinion. Junk walls will keep moving around, shifting, and they're indestructible too, so you have to memorize the patterns in order to survive. All the while, enemies are positioned to snipe you while you're preoccupied with other things, the junk walls. It's just a nasty level. The boss is another close quarters affair as numerous walls with beacons will harass you from most angles. It's not too tricky once you figure out where the safe spots are, but still, it's a pretty nasty fight. We're getting closer to the Bido Emperor, and a trip through the junk heap will get us there. All types of baddies we've encountered so far will show up here, as well as the floating debris coming from behind us earlier on. A lot of enemies now spring up behind us, so take care and make sure you're quick to handle them. The junk bot is our boss character here, and to be honest, he's not all that tough. If you have the upper bit, it will make this fight a ton easier, as you can just focus on firing the Force Pod into the boss. Stage 6, the final level, is a total cakewalk. Compared to the last two levels, the only thing you have to concern yourself are the fireball enemies that you can't destroy, unfortunately. So just keep annihilating the baby Bidos that crawl out of the woodwork and you should be fine. The Bido Emperor is the last boss, and what a sight. Your main goal is to fire the Force Pod into the alien opening to damage the Emperor, and trust me, he takes quite a beating too. But once again, not all that difficult if you keep your cool and stay away from the fireballs. With the Bidos gone, you save the galaxy and are rewarded with doing another loop at a higher difficulty. Congrats! R-Type on the Game Boy is a wonderful port of the arcade game. Essentially all the power-ups are present, as well as the bits and the speed upgrades as well. The game boasts non-punitive checkpoints too. The music may lack some variety, but what's there is good. The backgrounds are ho-hum at best, but the bosses look fantastic in that sick and gross R-Type way. The game is pretty short at only 6 stages, and 2 of the levels from the arcade game are missing. But if you want a fun little shooter with cool power-ups and has a good challenge to it, I say pick this one up.
Next time on the Game Boy Review. An intergalactic deathmatch with the King of Space.